What is up, everybody? Oh, yes, guys. Bad Batch Friday. We are excited. Another breakdown with my three awesomest fans, the Star Wars Jazz team. We're going to do jazz dances after this. We're going to have a routine and everything. Dom's the leader. I call Dom as the leader.
Oh, come on. All right.
But, guys.
I'll take full responsibility.
You should. Take pride in your work, Dom. That time.
Always
Dom.
do.
Yes, that time.
That time.
So, guys, this episode, we have KaitlynTheSith here, StarWarsRick, and a
Hello
newcomer to our crew, Dom. I don't know what to call you, Dom. I'm going to make up a name as I go along with this episode. Do not worry.
No, you can call me by my Domtober. That's my tag name.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, Domtober. It's like October, but Domtober.
Yeah. So I was born in October, and I put my three initials, so it's kind of my nickname and my catchphrase for myself, for my social media stuff.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I got you. That's the name.
That's awesome.
Success.
T-shirts are coming soon. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God. I'm on.
Oh, nice. Can't wait for those. Can't wait to see those.
So, guys, Decommissioned. So I just want to give my thoughts, and then I'll go around the table one by one and see what you guys think of the episode. But we'll break down the episode together. Do not worry. So when I first put it on, it said Decommissioned. So I'm thinking of clones. I'm not thinking of anything else than the decommissioned clones that like went away from the Empire and stuff like that. But it wasn't. So we break down the episode. Sid wants them to do another job, and Hunter is very hesitant on the job. So he should be. I would be scared of that girl, Sid. She scares me. Woo! She scares me, that lady. Woo!
She's pretty sharp.
She is. I like her, though. I do like her.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter too.
What happened, Dom?
A sharpshooter too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she is. She don't play. No games. So she has another job on Corellia about a tactical droid from the Clone Wars that we all know and love. But before we start that, Omega, my little girl over here, is taking shots. Not strings. No, you wouldn't do that. You would not do tricks. But shots at a little, like a dartboard thing. And she only shoots 3 out of 12, which I give you credit. Echo did not. But Echo, I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you. But you get it. You got it. You go, girl. You do that thing. So we go on Corellia, and we meet 2 fantastic sisters that we all know from the Clone Wars, Ralpha and Trace. What did you guys think about that? Because I loved it. I think now we're getting deeper into the series now. I heard a lot of people say, like, on social media and everything, like, this was one of the best. And it was one of the best because it brings Clone Wars back. And to see, because we all hear in the comics how the droids got decommissioned and how they got destroyed. Yes. But that was all, like, canon and stuff like that. So we never saw it on screen. Now we finally see what they've been doing and how they took apart the droids and everything. And I felt so bad for the droids. I miss those guys. I miss those stupid droids. So, Kaitlyn, what do you think?
I apologize because my dogs are destroying my room in my background.
Oh, no!
He picked my little Ewok up off of my shelf. Isabel, if you want it, baby, take it and go. They love that little toy. Anyway, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I didn't want to scream at them while you were yell at them while you were talking. Be like,
I can yell at them. You want me to yell at them? I'll use my
voice. It's okay. It's okay. They left. Anyway, so now, looking back at the episode, I was getting, the Ahsoka tinglies. You know what I mean? Because we have all these characters. We have 2 characters that were associated with Ahsoka in Clone Wars. I believe it was season 7, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, Ahsoka? Is she coming? Is she coming? And also knowing that these are good guys, or people who are trying to fight for the good guys, also made me start thinking of, at the end of the episode, who are they talking to? Especially because they had Ahsoka's droid. So I was like, okay, this is some really cool Ahsoka stuff going on here. Where are we moving? What direction are we going in? Right? So that was my first thought. My second thought, and the thing that bothered me, was when Wrecker bumped his head when he did the jump. I was like, oh no, because he started hearing Crosshair's voice good soldiers follow orders. I was like,
Yeah.
no, Wrecker, not Wrecker, please. Don't take him. And luckily he like shook it off. But now I think we have official confirmation that Wrecker's chip is starting to kick in, or is going to kick in at some point.
Yes.
And like I pre-predicted, or like I guess we all kind of pre-predicted last episode, maybe Rex is going to come into this, right? Because we know that he's not affected by the chip. So maybe they're going to have to seek Rex out in order to figure out Wrecker's chip situation. So I'm still waiting to see that comes up. And I was just going to say, your daughter, she's blossoming into a wonderful young lady.
Thank you. I take full ownership.
Yes. Yes, she's doing amazing. She really came into using her crossbow at the end, and I was just very impressed with her and her development of her character so far. And of course, let's not forget Daddy Hunter, because he is just amazing.
That scene, the scene when Trace, because I get confused with the name. Trace saved Omega and Hunter. They both pulled them up, and Hunter goes, "Thank you," and Trace goes, "You're welcome." And I was like, "Oh, that's such a moment," because it's like Ralph has been giving like Hunter like crap the whole episode, like, "Oh, I'm not going to show you no gratitude. What are you doing here?" and stuff like that. And that scene, like, just like, just smashes it. Whatever she said to him, that just smashes it, because it's like these clones are not hurting anybody. These are not like the clones for the Empire.
Right, which is what the Marquez sisters, I believe, originally thought, that these were clones, trying to come and get them.
Yeah.
But at the end, when Hunter gives over the head, she's like, "Oh, well, you're not like the other clones. You're different." So, and then I don't want to give all the way good bits so everybody has things to talk about, but there's so much development in this episode.
There is.
Okay.
Rick, you're up, my friend.
I have nothing to say. Kaitlyn said everything.
No!
I'm just kidding. First, I'd like to point out the planet Corellia, familiar planet we have seen before.
Yes.
In the Han Solo movie, and I just liked how they kind of kept that industrial look. I thought that was pretty nice to see, and it's always like I mentioned before. This show, they're pretty much just connecting things we're already like used to, of course, adding on to new information of Star Wars. So it's always nice to see connections like that, and of course in the previous episodes. So just seeing Corellia it was nice to see, and like that they would use that planet again. And there was so much more to say. As Kaitlyn mentioned, Wrecker hitting his head. That's like confirmation for sure. We are gonna get like a moment of him turning.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. But I'll let you finish and then let Dom, and then I'll come in.
So that's what I think. I think that confirmed that it's gonna happen for sure. Like it's getting worse and worse now. Like he hit his head pretty hard.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm predicting we'll see like perhaps Rafa and Trace will like perhaps take out the chips, because they do have like a garage, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they'll come back in future episodes, something like that will happen, and they'll probably take out the rest of the chips for like everyone as soon as they find out that Wrecker has turned. I'm just saying like predictions right here, but that's what I have to say so far.
Dom, you're up, my fat time friend.
Well, what I have to say is when I first saw the sisters, I was like, "Oh, Jesus, here we go." And unfortunately, in the Clone Wars, that was the least liked arc in the Clone Wars. A lot of people didn't like it, but I know it was for story development. And as soon as I seen them, I was like, Ahsoka's not far behind. So when Wrecker did hit his head, I was like, you know what? She's coming, and so is Rex, and they're gonna get the chip out of his head, and that's when they're gonna go rescue Crosshairs. Thank you. And that came to mind. But one of the funniest moments in that episode is when Rafa was talking, and she goes, "Is it an echo?" And the echo goes, "Yeah." "You call me?" He's like, "Wait a minute, is that echo?"
Yeah.
And he's like, the echo. It was kind of funny. That was a funny scene, but
That was funny. Yeah.
I like the going back, showing all the places that we've been before and the connective tissue of Solo, going back. And look, we've got to talk about the situation with the War of the Bounty Hunters, the connection, Crimson Dawn. Something big is boiling, And
It is.
me personally, I've been saying from the first episode, Maul is going to show up with the Shadow Collective because it's not Crimson Dawn yet. And that's going to lead, and the overall story arc, this going into the comics, going into the Book of Boba Fett, going into is all going to connect. But back to the episode, I thought it was really cool. You know, even though I saw the sisters, I was like, you know what? You know, they're still running around, and they're definitely with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And we're going to see that. You know, believe it or not, I want to see them again because they actually, the interaction with the Task Force 99, the Bad Batch, was kind of cool. I like the way the chemistry was with the whole fight scene. And then we got the droids all operating, all the battle droids to help them fight. I thought it was pretty cool. Other than that, you know, I gave this episode a good solid B+ in my book because it's getting better. It's getting better. And as for your girl there, Omega, you know, I actually really do like her arc, and I hope. See, my main fault with all of Star Wars is that they keep introducing children and kids, but they never come back to them.
Yeah.
You know, Grogu, you know, Spectre 7, Jason Zanula from Rebels. We never see him again. You know, Ezra, we saw Ezra grow up, but he's, you know, hopefully he's coming back soon. But like all the kids, I want to see these kids show up in future shows, cartoons, comics, whatever, because they're very special, and there's a reason why they build Star Wars around the kids. Yeah, for the kids to watch, but also to develop some cool characters. And like Ahsoka, we watched her grow, and now we love her. So, and I got a feeling Omega is going to be that same type of character moving forward. You know, she's something. Look, we're going to find out in the season finale. I hope they don't wait to like drag it out. I hope by the season ends, I want to see what she's about, what the reason why she was made. And if she is a clone, you know, she could be just a regular kid that is there. We definitely don't know she's a clone exactly yet. So most likely she is, but we'll find out.
We will.
Okay, I talked enough.
So, I got two things. I got Wrecker. Wrecker fought off the chip. He fought the chip off because he kept shaking his head, and I yelled because I do a reaction every day. No, not every day, but when the episode comes out, the first time I'm seeing is when I react. So my first reaction was like, "No, it can't be, no!" Like I was like done. Then he kept like he got shot, and then I was like, "Oh, he must be dreaming about me." Then I was like, "Damn it! Now he's gonna like have me in there." And I was like, "All right, good, so I can break it out." I don't think his chip is malfunctioned. I think it's like, how can I put it? It's like when you charge your phone and the charger piece keeps coming out and it's not charging your phone.
Yes.
It's like it's that kind of way. So if he hits it and he just shakes it in place, it will go back in, if that makes sense. Yes.
I mean, that's a solid point. Like, you know, it's not fully connected to that in his brain. And when he hit it, you know, connected. Then when he was like bumping his head more, he disconnected it. I mean, that's a solid point.
Yeah, because if he hit his head, and he had the order still in his head, he would have did good soldiers follow orders. I think. Go ahead, Dom.
No, I'm sorry. I got one point to make. See, we don't know about the Bad Batch. All we know about them from season 7 of the Clone Wars. Before that, we don't know how many times Wrecker hit his head before Order 66 came in. So this could be an ongoing thing. You know, that the chip is malfunctioning, that he hit his head a lot. Because once we find out the past stories, because remember that there's a whole past story. They've been working and doing things in the Clone Wars before Order 66 and before we met them in season 7. So his chip, he banged his head multiple times, and it's there hanging by a thread, and eventually this bump might have knocked it out permanently.
Yeah, because
we'll see.
Because if he did the order, I think he would have kept saying good soldiers follow orders, good soldiers follow orders, just like Crosshair did. But he stopped. He went back to his normal self. So I don't think he's going to commence Order 66 or good soldiers follow orders. I think by the time, because if you look in the trailer, I definitely think next episode is Rex's episode, because they only showed from the trailer all those episodes so far. We see Wrecker coming down and shooting those droids. So in the trailer, all we have to see is Rex. And Rex has not shown up yet. So I'm hoping next episode he will show up. But that's just a possibility because we don't know what's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We still have 9 episodes left.
There's 16 episodes.
Yeah. And we only seen from the first trailers, the first 7. Because so far, if you go back in the trailer, you have not seen Rex yet. So, and they have not shown it. So, I think next episode
they did show Rex
Rex
in the one trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's going to happen. We all know that. It's going to happen. You know, they have to make the connective tissue because remember, Order 66, it's right after Season 7 of Clone Wars. This is maybe a week or 2 after what happened in the end of Season 7. So, it's gonna connect, and we'll see Rex. We might even see other clones too that defected, the other clones that he ran into that in Rebels. So we'll find out. It's gonna be. We have 10 or 9 episodes? 9, right?
I think
10?
Once it hits next episode, it's 9.
9. Okay.
So we have 10 so far because it's 16. But
okay.
I definitely think Wrecker is not going to commence Order 60. I don't think he will because. It's a little waste if you do another Clone Force 99 because then who's next? Who's next to come into order? Tech, Echo. Like if you keep doing that, it's like, oh, we really love Wrecker. Oh, but then Hunter does it, and then we all are not gonna like if Hunter ever does it because he's gonna go after Omega, you know. So. It's like, even Wrecker, too, if Wrecker did the chip, he would have went right after Omega, and he never did. So, I think his chip is malfunctioned, definitely, and I think Rex, will help take it out, and Ahsoka. Yeah. Because we do see that figure with R7, and R7 is the droid that got shot by the clones, but Rex and Ahsoka at the end of the Clone Wars kept R7 so they can rebuild him, or put him somewhere, and they rebuild him, like we see in this episode. I don't think in that hologram is Ahsoka. I do not think. I think it's Rex or Bail Organa or Ahsoka. I hope it's Ahsoka, but I don't think they would give that off really quickly if it is Ahsoka. Because Dave Filoni likes to keep things secret. Like, we think we know, and we really don't. Like, Wrecker could commence Order 66. We don't know that, but we're just saying, oh, yeah, he's not. To me, he's not.
I think he is.
I do too. I'm on the boat with Rick.
Yeah, so, like, I feel like they're kind of tiptoeing us, right? You know, Wrecker, we love him. Everyone loves him now. Some people, they think he's annoying, but still, he's a loud character. So it's like, they're tiptoeing on the character who's like really big and strong. So when it does happen, it might be ugly. So that's what I'm thinking. So I think once Order 66 happened, that's when the chip's activated. That's when I think that like part of the section of the chip activated. So it's like when he hits his head, I think it's like it's more vulnerable now to turning that piece on of Order 66. So that's what I think. So I mean, who knows what's gonna happen, right?
Look,
so it's just
it's
exciting.
I have a feeling, you know, they're trying to lead us into something to say it's Wrecker, right? And you see all these things that are happening to Wrecker. Who's to say it's not Hunter? That all of a sudden his chip goes off, and you're thinking it's Wrecker because he's having problems, and Hunter is the one that goes after Omega, like you were talking. Like, I think, what's the saddest moment that could happen? Hunter, the father figure.
Oh no!
I would die.
Order 66 going off.
Oh no! No!
Can we not go there?
No!
Please no!
Dom, don't do that to us.
Hold on.
I'll go. Uncle Hunter needs to take care of my child.
Look, you know
I'm
what? Listen,
crying
no,
thinking
because
about
I sit and I watch these shows, and we sit there and we think we know what's going on, but sometimes we do. Like it's right in our face.
Yeah.
So who's to say that they do a 360, and
No.
all of a sudden Hunter's ship goes off with no one
No.
expecting it, and that he becomes public enemy number one. So
No.
Echo, listen to me, Echo,
Mhm.
Echo Tech, and Wrecker, and listen to this. That's when
No.
Crosshairs fights his chip, sacrifices himself to save Omega from Hunter, because he didn't want Hunter to. He wound up taking the shot, and they save Hunter. That could be the biggest, saddest moment, and that would hit Star Wars fans. And I
would.
would like.
I would.
Unfortunately, I would like to see that, because you need moments like that to make. Oh my God! You think they grab you by the heart and they rip it out, and it's like, no. If they do that, that would be really bravo to Dave Filoni for doing something like that.
Definitely be a twist. Definitely be a twist.
Definitely be.
No, because you're thinking it's the one thing, and no one expects all of a sudden, boom, it's
Right.
one of the other clones.
Yeah.
But the saddest moment would be Hunter, because I don't see Tech or Echo doesn't have a chip anymore because it got disintegrated when he was held by the and
Separatists.
they rescued him, the Separatists. Yeah. So I think Hunter, by the season end, gets the chip possesses him, and he goes after Omega, and that's when Crosshairs sacrifices himself to save Omega, and Hunter. Because look, we don't see these guys down the road. We don't know their story in the future, so you have a sad moment. And they did say that there's a moment that when they were creating the episode, the season finale, that the guy who's creating it the storyboard was crying because there's something that happens.
There's like
So-
music. The music, I've seen that. The music people were writing like the saddest song. Kevin and I think his name is Shane, and then Nolan. Yeah.
So who's to say
I
that's
hope-
the twist?
I hope not.
I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this.
I can't deal with that at all.
Oh, no.
Dom
I
literally
know.
took our hearts. And said, "Screw your feelings. We did this."
Thank
You're
God.
gonna think about that now until the season finale.
Yeah,
You're gonna say,
now-
if it does happen.
What?
You heard it here
the
first.
Now I'm just gonna be waiting for that moment. Now
Oh my
I'm
God.
every episode I'm just gonna be like this, just holding
No,
my heart.
I think it's going to be sad. Dom is onto something, but I don't think Dave Filoni would do that. It would make perfect sense because that's a heart-wrenching moment for all of us. But also, I think the saddest part about the Bad Batch is that they don't have Crosshair. And I think
Yes.
when they're writing the music for that last episode, because they know what happens before all of us, of course, the music
Of course.
people. I think Crosshair is gonna come to his senses, or he's gonna die. I think that's gonna be a sad moment. I don't think it's gonna be Hunter going after Omega, because I think if they want to go on with season 2, Hunter needs to be there. Hunter is like the leader of the pack for the Bad Batch. If Hunter goes, there's no one else really leading the charge, because Echo, not really. Tech, not really. Wrecker, not really. Crosshair's still with the Empire, or he dies. He could die. Like Dom said, he could take the shot for Omega. So he could die. So Crosshair's out of the picture, and Hunter's out of the picture.
But who's to say Omega doesn't become the leader?
Oh my God, stop it.
She has all their qualities. That's what I'm trying to look.
Oh, the leader.
That's
Oh, you
what-
mean the... Oh, you
Yeah.
mean the leader of the Bad Batch. Oh, okay.
Yeah, of the Bad Batch. Look,
I was
think
a little
about this.
scared. I was like, the leader of what, Dom?
No, think about this for a minute.
Big time, oh, stop it there too. So you knew he was serious about that.
Look, my thing is that Dave Filoni. There's a lot of twists, and and a lot of turns, and we know that Order 66 is the craziest situation to happen in all of Star Wars. Everything that happened, the Jedi's died. They're hunting down the rogue clones, all these things. You need sad moments in Star Wars to make it appealing to people, and you need for a story. I know people say no, but it's drama.
Yeah.
So if Hunter dies, all right, to say Crosshair lives and Hunter dies to save the team, to save Crosshairs, to save him, that would be a very sad moment. Because think about it, after this series is over, where do we go from here? Are we going to see any of these characters down the road? Because Star Wars, they like to use characters and not show them for like years, and maybe one might pop up in a comic book or a show down the road.
Live action.
But I can see it taking a dark turn at the end.
Yeah.
And someone's not coming out of this.
Yeah, so I definitely think one of the Bad Batchers at the end of the season will go. Like Rick, you said live action. I would not like the Bad Batch to go live action. Or
just like an appearance.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I think because to me, their live actions wouldn't make sense because you don't have you could bring Tamora Morrison back to play them. It just wouldn't look good if that makes sense. Like I love Boba Fett, I love Jango Fett, but bringing Tamora Morrison to play those clones and it wouldn't make sense, especially with Omega, because Omega doesn't look like them, and you would have to bring someone to paint their hair white. You would have to get a new voice, and I like Michelle Ang, who plays Omega. Like I like her voice and what she does with Omega, and we know certain people we only know Darth Maul when he was in Solo and live action. Yeah. Sam Wittenworth played the voice, which I loved. I loved how they did that. 'Cause Sam is amazing how he does Maul's voice. So I like how they did that. So it wouldn't make sense to me, or it wouldn't make sense to me if I saw a live action Bad Batch. I would love that, absolutely, no doubt about it. But it wouldn't make sense to me. I would go, oh, this is what they're doing. Or there is rumors going around that they have animation movies and stuff like that. So I would love if Omega was animated. I would keep Omega animated and die in animation. Just like with, hold on, Tom, before you go. With Omega, no, not Omega, Ahsoka. I hope they kill her off in animation. I wouldn't want Rosario Dawson to die in live action because I love animation Ahsoka better than the live action. And I love Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't do that justice with the live action. I wouldn't like it. I don't know if you guys would like it. But I wouldn't
look,
like
live action. Live action is another story in its own.
Yeah.
Maul in live action. Look, we didn't know what Maul was about in animation until we saw him in the Clone Wars come back after he died in Phantom Menace. So-called died. Yeah. It was cutting in half. And then his arc in the animation gave him substance, gave him story. That's why we love Maul. And each time he shows up in the animated story, we love his appearances because he's a fantastic villain, an antagonist. We love that. Ahsoka, in the beginning, people didn't like her. They liked her as she got better. And in the Clone Wars, her arcs got better, her story got better. And when she showed up in live action, it was fantastic. Yeah. A little weird to see her in live action, but it makes sense. Now, for the Bad Batch, I'm not saying this is true, but I've heard some rumors that the Bad Batch are making an appearance in the Obi-Wan series and Cody. So it could happen. Look at Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera was an animation. He went to live action, and now he's back in animation again. And he was fantastic in Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
With a little bit of time he had. So that's the new thing. So what they're going to do is they're going to take all these characters and whatever they want to use in live action. They're going to see how it works. Tamora Morrison, as long as he's alive, willing, and doing his thing, he has a lot of work ahead of him.
He does. A lot of paychecks.
A lot of paychecks. And like I said, if he comes back as in the Ahsoka series, comes back as Rex in the Ahsoka series, he's got that. He's got Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He's got Cody coming back. And if he does the Bad Batch, look, that's why I think Omega is not a clone, because they all look alike. She could she might have DNA. Hey, look, she might be Boba Fett's sister, because in the extended universe, they had a story where Boba Fett had a sister. and it could be Django's offspring that was there. Who knows?
Yeah.
She could be a clone, because we don't know where she came from. And I'm hoping that they don't drag this out. Just give us the information at the end of the season, let us know, and then move forward so then we can expect other things down the road.
Well, we do know she's my daughter, so I think they'll tell
Okay,
her.
there you go.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely
100%.
think they'll tell you that.
Take the hat off. Take the hat off. Let me see. The hair.
The blonde.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There you go. I
see
see the resemblance. There you go, man. You got it, man.
See, I definitely think they're gonna say like Scavolitano is Omega's father. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So on to my next question for you guys: who was in the hologram talking to Trace and Ron? Not talking, but just there with R7 projecting them. Kaitlyn, you go first.
Okay, I honestly don't know. I was hoping it was Ahsoka, but I don't know. And I'm not going to, I'm big on not pre-predicting, which Dom just took my heart and burst it into a million pieces and predicted like the worst thing ever. It's okay. No, I appreciate your hypothesis because
those are really interesting.
Those were good.
Solid.
They're really good.
I do think it's solid, but I just can't deal with it. So you have to being a drama queen about it. But no, you were like really good. Like you based it on facts, and I think it's really solid. And my heart will somehow mend. But anyway, back to the topic. I don't know. Probably Ahsoka. I think you two guys can probably give more of a insight as to who you think it is. It's got to be somebody side, or it can't be anybody's dark side because they don't work for the dark side. Or
No.
So
I've had a few people like ask me like, who do I think, and like I was saying like it could be like a random Jedi, but that's too soon. Like I'd like to make like for a Jedi to like appear out of nowhere, like Dom said, like 2 weeks after Order 66. So pretty much people are narrowing it down to either Ahsoka, Rex,
right.
or Organa. Those three. Okay. However,
but
in the hologram, I did see like the person wearing like robes. It kind of resembles the like Jedi robes, but I'm not sure. It could be Rex wearing like just robes
a disguise.
Yeah, like a disguise in a way. I don't know, but it's been narrowed down to those three. That's what people all over Instagram are saying.
Yeah.
But you see, that's the whole thing. Where did Bail Organa's name come out of this? How did his name come up in the story arc? No one's ever mentioned it before anywhere else. All of a sudden, this particular arc, this episode, people brought up his name. Unless somebody knows something in the organization that they did the show and they know he's coming. Look, as soon as I seen the sisters, everybody thought Ahsoka.
Yes.
You have to understand that they were working, doing criminal stuff, doing spice and doing all these things, and they had Ahsoka, and they were doing all these criminal things. Yes, Ahsoka kind of turned their idea around on what their objective should be and made them good. But who's to say that they're not in trouble again, that they have to do things? Like, this is what they want you to think. They're not going to show a hologram and just show like a shoulder pad or show something of a person and not show the whole person. And they want you to think. They want you like, oh my God. Because for a fact, they're not going to show it next week. Next week, you're not going to know who that hologram is. They're going to wait for maybe another week. Because next week, Crosshair's coming back. They have to bring his arc up, and Grand Moff Tarkin and all those things have to come back in the fold, because all these episodes without the Empire, it's too long. You want to see the Empire. So this is what I think. Mid-season finale, because remember, it's 16 episodes. I think the 7th episode, we will find out who the hologram was of that the sisters were talking to. We will find out who Fennec Shan is working for. Because that's another thing. People want to know who Fennec Shan, because now you have two mysteries going on and all these stories going on. People are like, come on, stop giving us these. We want to know something. You can't stop like a little bit here, then Wrecker's Head and all these things. Something has to give. So I believe next week we will find out who Fennec Shan works for, and the Empire will come back. The following week, we will find out that the sisters are working for Ahsoka and Bail Organa, because I know he's around, and Rex. And they want the droid memory because they want all the information so they can have some intel. And that's what I think is going to happen. I could be dead wrong. It's all built on speculation. But if you look at the show and the way the show is going, I can see that happening. One more week. Like, they gave you a week. You don't know who Fennec Shan is, who she's working for. She's working on commission to become in the Jedi, in the Bounty Hunter Guild. Look, it could be Maul. It could be Boba Fett. Because Boba Fett already is in the guild. He's working. And remember, they have to have the connective tissue with the Mandalorian, how he knows Fennec Shan and all these things. And then now she's loyal to him because he helped her. So it could be that, or it could be Maul. But I think Fennec Shan comes back in the picture next week, and the Empire. The following week, the mid-season finale, which it's not going to be. It's going to continue, but we're going to find that Ahsoka is with the twins, and that's how I see it.
But we all I think it's Ahsoka too, because I would die if it wasn't. If it's not I love Ahsoka. My whole room is Ahsoka-fied.
Yes.
So,
No, we couldn't guess because it's called the Scavoli Tano Show. We could not.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had no clue. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
oh, okay. Just wanted to make it clear. So I definitely think
Nice.
I definitely think it is Ahsoka. I just wanted it to be Ahsoka, but there's a big but. It would mess up her book. That's the only issue that they would have with it, which I don't care because I read the book. I really like the book, but it could have been a lot better. The book, I love the book. I read it. I can read it 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. I can read
I'm sorry, they messed it up already. They messed it up already with the Siege of Mandalore. So
yeah,
they retcon. So
yeah. So you can mess it up again.
Yeah, that might change. They could change it, you know.
Like they messed up with even Keenan's character, like Caleb. Like Caleb was with Deba Balaba fighting the clones on Order 66, but this time in the show, we see Caleb going off with the Bad Batch and trying to blow stuff up when Order 66 is commenced, and then she tells him to run, and it's already messed up his comics. So, I definitely think I was just gonna get to the Siege of Mandalore because they did mess it up in the book. The book, when Maul and her are fighting, it happens then, and then onward and upward. But yeah, I hope it's definitely Ahsoka because I would die inside and cry on the floor and get in fetal position and just hold myself, you know. You know. But if it's not, if it's like Bail Organa, I'm so happy it's Bail Organa. Who else would it be? He said I don't know if it's him and they use under fulcrum, it's him because she did say patch him through. So I don't know if it's another Jedi. It could be I heard a name on YouTube, Quinlan Voss, but I doubt it's Quinlan Voss.
No.
I don't know.
Think he wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because
Cassian Andor, he's fighting since he's 6.
Yeah.
He's part of the Rebel Alliance at that time too.
Yeah, but we don't know. See, what doesn't make sense is the timeline of I know when the timeline of the Bad Batch is, but I don't know what how further are they in because then we can't say Han Solo, we can't say that name. Boba Fett is maybe as a child still.
He's a teen.
He's a teen in this time.
Look, so the timeline is 20 years. Order 66 happened 20 years. Revenge of the Sith 20 years before New Hope. So we're in that 20-year, 18-year time gap right now. Cassian Andor is 5 years before New Hope. And remember, he was doing it since he's 6 years old. So he's been with the Rebel Alliance. So the timeline, there's Obi-Wan is going to be 10 years before New Hope. So Obi-Wan, it could be Obi-Wan. Maybe Ahsoka talked to Obi-Wan, got in touch with Obi-Wan. And
I would die.
Yeah, I would die too if Obi-Wan.
If it's Obi-Wan, oh my god.
I think, but it would make sense for Obi-Wan, but I don't think Obi-Wan would do any of that. Even I think the best one we can all be on the same page with that would make 100% sense. 2 people I could say is Ahsoka. No, I'll say three people. These are my three people. Ahsoka, number one. Rex and Bail Organa. I don't think it's Darth Maul, because Darth Maul wouldn't be fighting the Empire.
What are you doing?
Yes, he
Could
would.
be. What happened, Dom?
Remember, he's against the Empire because remember he was thrown away by the Emperor. So he wants to fight any which way to beat the Empire. He's his own self. That's why he built the Shadow Collective, and that's why he has Crimson Dawn. He did all these things to fight the Empire. And think about it. That's why I think he brought Fennec Shan into the picture to get Omega, because he wants her, because he knows she's special. So if he could find someone special to up the Emperor and the Empire, he's going to do everything he can. So that's why, see, they're confusing us. Like, you're sitting here thinking this, thinking that. That's what Filoni does.
I love Filoni. I just want to give that man a hug and itch his elbow.
Why, man?
You see, Dom doesn't want to tell us. He's actually working for Lucasfilm. He already knows.
I wish I was. Listen to me. I was on a podcast from Mando Mondays and stuff like that, and I was talking to people, and people like my theories. People kept saying you should work for Lucasfilm. Let me tell you something. That would be my dream come true. And look, I'm 50 years old now, so it's gonna have to be now. It can't be later, because I don't think they're hiring 50-year-old guys to be on there, because they're hiring good young talent. But that would be a dream come true to work for Lucas, just to say that I did something for Star Wars, and I would be happy. But until then, my theories and all my reading and stuff pays off for stuff like this, because I love being on shows with people who love the same thing I love and enjoy it and speculate, and I appreciate it for having me on. That's
Well, let me tell you something, Dom. Like, I think all of us, we are all doing something for Star Wars in the Star Wars community. I think we all pay a little contribute.
Kaitlyn's a Sith in it all.
Yes.
Rick is just a Jedi. Dom is Boba Fett, and I can be like the little Skywalker that never lived.
The little Skywalker
Awesome.
that never lived.
So, predictions for next week.
I'm still a little shaky. Oh, go ahead, Kaitlyn.
Oh, I was just gonna say I kind of agree with Dom. Probably gonna see more Crosshair and more Empire happenings. We haven't really seen him in the past couple of episodes, and I've honestly been wondering where he's been. So I'm just expecting to see more developments within the Empire and like Crosshair's role with the other troopers that he's now assigned to be in charge of. So I'm waiting to see more of that unfold. And I really hope we will see who the cloaked figure is, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna. It's you. I don't think they're gonna address that next episode. They're gonna make us wait like they normally do, just to make us. Who is that? Who is that? And then of course rumors are gonna spread online, and then eventually when we get to the episode, it'll probably be absolutely nobody we were thinking of, or maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Rick, you're up.
I was gonna say Dom left me shaky. Like I'm just waiting for that final moment that's gonna happen, And then he's bringing my heart down with that moment, and then he's bringing it up with maybe Obi-Wan. I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's a long shot of it being Obi-Wan, but because I think Obi-Wan's just an exile. He's taking care of Luke. He went to Tatooine to take care of him. So I have a feeling it might be Organa, and this is pretty much the formation of the rebellion. He's trying to gather as many people as he can, and then he stumbles upon the Bad Batch. I don't know, another interesting theory there, but so that's what I'm looking forward to now. I'm just looking forward to that final moment, and of course all these questions being answered, like who's
Dom's voice is going to be in our heads tonight.
Yeah,
dream. Look at that scene. Look at that scene.
Haunting us forever.
Dom, your predictions, friend.
If this turns out being correct, I'm going to be playing the lotto, because it's a long shot. But look, my predictions for next week, I think more Crosshairs, I think more Empire. I think we'll see a Fennec Shan show up again not the whole episode, but maybe just a little bit, and we'll see who she's working for. You might not see the whole silhouette, but you'll get the picture on who he is. And it might not be Maul. It might be Voss working for Crimson Dawn. Well, before Crimson Dawn, because remember, the end of Clone Wars, he sent Shadow Collective to go hide out. The Black Sun, Crimson Dawn, all these things. So if Fennec Shan's working for them, you'll see somebody else before Maul, because Maul's going to show up, and that connective tissue has to come because of what's going on in the comic book with Crimson Dawn with Kira. And I spoiled it for people who didn't read the comic book. Too bad. I read the comic. I'm sorry. But I think next week, you might be right. It could be Bella Organa, somebody that's working for Ahsoka, so Ahsoka don't show identity, because Ahsoka has to be hiding too because she's a Jedi. So Bella Organa, who is probably hooded, talking, because he has to hide too, because remember, he works with the Rebel Alliance, and they're after him too. So I could see him showing up to build the story, world build, and bring characters in that we haven't seen in a while. So him, and like I said, Crosshairs, the Empire, next week's episode, and the following week we'll get who was in the hologram. That's my prediction.
Okay, everybody, here's mine. Ahsoka's showing up. Omega's force sensitive, and that is it. I say it at the end. I'm just waiting for my prediction to come true when she's force sensitive, and I can be happy with my life. And Ahsoka just shows up magically, and Rex, we all know he's going to show up.
Yeah,
but my predictions are the same. Omega's force sensitive. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I hope something good, because we have to expect the unexpected with the Bad Batch and what's to come on Star Wars. So I'm not going to really predict. The only thing I will say is my daughter is force sensitive. And listen here, people. No one will touch a hair on her head. Okay? Like today, you guys had it. I had it with y'all. You want to throw her with the droids and try to burn her? No. No. Just like what you did with Baby Yoda, my other son. I remember episode 2 when Mando crashed his speeder and that guy had a knife by Baby Yoda's head. No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
And what about the stormtroopers punching him?
Dom, you should have saw Dom, when I saw that, I wanted to punch the screen. Like,
that was funny.
Like, it was cute. It was really cute. But
it was cute, but it was funny as hell. Something we'll never see in Star Wars, that type of humor, which I like. And moving forward, I want to see more humor. Like, also going back to Mando episode 1, season 2, when the Krayt Dragon came out and the Tusken Raider was sitting there and they had the bantha. It didn't go for the bantha, it went for the Tusken Raider, and the bantha was sitting there eating like pain over that. So that stuff makes me laugh. That's the type of humor I want to see in Star Wars more. And down the road, like I said, right now it's Bad Batch. We got to concentrate on what's going on. We have 10 more weeks of Bad Batch to make speculations and to see what's going to happen. But the overall narrative, it's all going to connect. It's like poetry in motion, as George Lucas says.
Poetry. Just like me.
Poetry. That's it.
Poetry.
But I stated my predictions. My daughter, Omega, is force sensitive. And that is it, guys. That is the episode of the Scavolitano Show. Let's get a clap for me. Thank you, guys. See, I know. That's my Emmy speech. When I win an Emmy, I'll be like, "Hi, my name is Scavolitano. Thank you for letting me win this Emmy. Good night, motherfuckers." And then walk off the stage. And then drop the bomb, just drop the mic, I said that.
The mic.
And then you walk away with your cutouts of Omega.
Then I get my cutout and start walking out with them.
And then Boba Fett just shakes his head.
But guys, before we go, Kaitlyn, where can everybody find you on the social medias?
It's easy. I'm just KaitlynTheSith on Instagram.
Rick, where can I find you? Because Caitlin, you should get Twitter, Caitlin. You have so much fun.
Twitter. What am I gonna do on Twitter? I don't have anything to say on Twitter.
Tweet about your feelings, like with Don just crushed your feelings and threw them out the window.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Watch.
get over that
Took
right
my
now.
heart.
Once that part happens, Dom, I'm probably gonna make a tweet about that. Oh, Dom, you.
Hey,
Crushing our souls.
Yeah.
if that happens, I will be working for Lucasfilm.
Rick, where can everybody find you, my friend?
On Instagram, it is StarWarsRick. I'm known as StarWarsRick. TikTok, StarWarsRick. Twitter, StarWars_Rick. I wish it was all the same, but it's whatever's available.
You're confusing everyone.
I know.
Where can everybody find you on the social medias?
I'm just on IG, Domtober. That's it. Working on other formats of putting content out there. It's just taking a little time, just trying to make some videos for IG and then eventually do something, the bigger picture. But IG right now.
And we're excited for everything you got coming, Dom. Fet Time lives.
Thank you.
Fet Time
Fet
lives
Time.
on.
That time.
Nice.
Good time.
Guys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Dom. I
pleasure.
appreciate you guys coming on the show and just talking with me. Always a pleasure. Hope to see you guys next week with me again. If you'll be allowed. Not allowed. Wait, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I
Invited,
mean.
maybe?
Yeah, invited.
You're invited. You're invited. You just have to tell me if you're not coming or not. You just have to tell me if you're not coming or not. But yes, guys, make sure you guys subscribe down below to the Scavolitano Show for more fun unboxings, interviews like this, reactions, sexiness, Ahsoka-ness, Ahsoka-fineness, Omega-ness, and that's it, really. And that's itness. Oh, I should have said it. That's itness. Come on, Omega. You should have told me that. Come on, get this. Oh, God. I know you had a long episode, but come on. I know. I understand. But, guys, thank you for joining me, and may the Force be with you. Always.
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 Bye!
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.